Good morning. Um, Unusually, I'm going to put a second one in right away for you because I was watching and I see something that may help underscore the importance of sacrifice and mercy to people. You look at the NFL players today, and they supposedly stand for social justice, and really what they're trying to do is divide the country. They're, they, they're doing this because what they're trying to say is that they and other people are the arbiters of justice. The fact of the matter is, justice has to start within the individual. It is the individual that does what they do, no one else. They do what they do and they judge themselves accordingly. Um, Unfortunately, there are mistakes. There are mistakes made, but they're made out of fear. And they're made out of people not doing things to protect themselves. The best way to protect yourself in the event that you are stopped by the police is to obey what they say. If you don't, then you're being combative, and that indicates right away that something's wrong. And they have a family to return to, so they got to protect themselves as well. When people get involved in something else, they are saying their judgment is more important than the people who are involved, and it's not true. It is false. That is a sacrifice. When you say that what you feel can replace what other people feel, you're wrong. It's a lie. It'll never work. That's why it's dividing the country. That's why I tell you that they should be held accountable for how they judge themselves. They judge themselves worthy of receiving the backlash of the country. In other words, don't pay for them. Hold them accountable for how they judge themselves. They judge themselves as appropriate to divide our country. Don't pay them. Don't go to their games. Don't give support to anything that gives money to their pocket. Let them get their money from the people they're supposedly trying to help. Because by trying to help them, they're endangering every one of us. That's the reality. That's what sacrifice is all about. Sacrifice is giving something of value to something that has no value. It will lose value every time. God gave you what He gave you so you could increase the value. Jesus talked about a man going on a trip, and he called three of his servants together, and he gave them each 3 coins. And he said, I'm going away for a year, and I'll be back. So he went away. He came back home. He called the three servants to him. He said, okay, give me the money back for the first one. And the first one says, well, I spent it. I wasted it. I didn't think you were coming back, so I just had a good time. Um, the master said, okay, sent him away. The second one came in, and he said, where's the money I gave you? So the guy went and he dug the money up. He says, I dug it, I buried it, I hid it, it's safe. He brought it back and gave him the 3 coins. The master said, thank you, sent him away. The third one came in, and the master asked him for the money he gave him, and he said, I invested it, and I'll go get it, and I'll return it. And he returns, and he gives him the money that he gave him plus the interest and everything that was gained. He gave that to him as well. Now, in the parable, it says, which one did the right thing? Well, that's life. God gives you gifts. What you do with them is up to you. If you waste them, or you bury them, or you invest them and you make more good things happen. Well, that's what mercy does. Mercy always leads to more. It's good. It leads to more. Sacrifice is to waste the money or to do nothing with it. Either way, it costs loss of value. That is what this supposed protest, they call it a protest, but it's really nonsense because they are trying to put themselves where they should never be. And all I'm telling people to do is when you look at this, hold them accountable to how they judge themselves. You don't got to judge them. They may be nice people, but what they are doing is wrong. And I am not going to support it. I hope you don't support it. And I hope you hold them accountable. When we begin to hold people accountable, the sacrifice will end. I have been talking to you about sacrifice and mercy, trying to show you the difference. Even though it seems abstract sometimes, it's not abstract at all. One thing leads to more, the other leads to loss of value. We've gotten to the point where we even lose value for life itself. How long will you let this go on? And don't you think that eventually it will destroy us all? If you leave it unchecked, it will destroy us all. Daniel told you about this. He told you that it would be troublous times. But look around you. It is troublous times. Look at the volcanoes. Look at the earthquakes. Look at all of the things that have gone throughout history. But one thing that has now occurred that never occurred anywhere in history, now we can hear about it around the world within seconds of it happening. Now people are forced to make decisions. Now you're being forced to make decisions about what you want. Do you want sacrifice or do you want mercy? Mercy requires that you give, but it also requires that the recipient takes it and makes it worth more. When you help a third world country, you give them things, but what counts is what they do with it. If they take it and make it so that they can feed their people, that they can clothe their people, that they can raise the quality of life for their people, then they have done right. You've done that by helping them to help themselves. Doing it for them by bringing them into this country and introducing them to a world they cannot appreciate or understand is not going to help them. All it's going to do is ruin the world you're in. There is a reason for the borders. The borders are so people can decide to help themselves. They can decide mercy or sacrifice for them, their brethren, their families, their country. It's not against God, and it is not a division of God. It is a portion of the family that lives in a different place. If you want to help the family, help them there. Help them to achieve in their own life, to raise the quality of their life. Don't think that you can give them yours, because it won't work. It never does. The same thing for these NFL players. I don't see them standing for the social justice of the children who are raised without fathers in the home. I don't see them standing for the social justice of a system that rewards fathers and mothers not staying together, one that rewards people with funds if they don't get married or if they're not married, one that rewards people for what they don't achieve. I don't see them standing for that at all. If they would, it would make a whole lot of difference. But they don't. They stand more in hopes that the people they protect would actually have a gun and shoot the police rather than help the police. And you support them by watching what they put on, whether it's football or basketball or baseball or any other sport or any other political issue. As long as you support what divides this country and divides the people of God, you have failed. And in failing, you have put Jesus back on the cross. Not the Romans, you. because you chose sacrifice. And Jesus himself said, I require mercy. I do not require sacrifice. If you knew the difference. This difference is the difference between life and death. That's why I do this. I hope you have a good day. I hope you understand what I'm telling you. I love you. Take care.